Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amped Overland News. Is this going to be a thing? I don't know. You guys tell me. Leave me a message down in the comments on whether or not you want me to proceed with a weekly update like this, or maybe a bi-weekly update. I don't know. Maybe I don't do enough in a week to put on here, but anyway, I just thought it would be kind of cool to put this out and give an update on what's been going on in my life over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to talk about the Jeep and then talk about my road to getting my prosthetic. So those are the two things that we'll focus on in this video today. The Jeep. So, as many of you know, I bought a Jeep back in 2020, and I had this 5-year plan that I was going to build the Jeep out from a stock JLU Rubicon to a overlanding rig in 5 years. I'm at year 3, I think, in this project. I have met most of the goals on the year 1, 2, and 3 list. And if I had been technical enough, I would have had that list flash up on the screen right now, but I'm still trying to learn how to use iMovies and clips. And so, yeah, I don't have that for you today, maybe later. But anyway, I had a very interesting, I'm holding on to my arms because, I tend to talk with my hands. Anyway, I had an interesting progression with what I was going to do with the build for the Jeep. So year 1 was really simple stuff like changing out the antenna to a small bullet antenna, tinting the windows on the sides, on the front, and passenger windows. Stuff like getting overhead shades to protect from the sun, communications, overlanding communications. That might have bled into year 2. I don't know. I have a rock rail that goes along the bottom that the Rubicons come with, and me being a shorter person, it's a little bit difficult for me to get in and out of the Jeep because I'm so short and it's so tall. And so one of the things that I thought about doing was getting a set of side steps that were automatic or motorized. And so that's on my list. Haven't done that yet. Lighting was one on my list. And winches and recovery gear, that kind of thing. I don't have the winch and recovery gear yet. That's something that I'm still going to do. And I think that might have been year 3 or year 4. I don't know. All the way up to year 5, where I would have a rooftop tent and the it's not like a roll bar or a roll cage, but it's a roof rack. And I was thinking about going with like a Gobi roof rack that kind of goes in, it like clips into the frame in the back and on the front as well. And that way I don't have to drill through my hard top or anything like that. So that is the 1 to 5 year plan that I have for the Jeep. So in the last couple of weeks, I have gotten some merch or some cool stuff from some of the YouTube channels that I follow, like Venture to Roam, All Things Overlanding, and Fries on the Side. All 3 great channels. You guys need to go and check those out if you're into overlanding like I am. And they sell some merch and different things like that. So I got the patches that they have. that you can put on the soundproofing on the T-top pieces above my head. So I've got their little patches up there. Um, and or I'm going to put their patches up there. I haven't done it yet. That's another video idea, right? I'll bring you guys along for that. But at some point, I would like to do my own merch with Amped Overland, and get my own patches and stuff like that. So that is something that I ordered, and I'm going to do a video on. I also ordered some Amped Overland Instagram stickers that would go on my Jeep so that people can see what my channel is. I have the Instagram account and then my YouTube account, and it's all kind of linked together on Linktree. Each of my accounts are linked together like that. So if you go to one, you can hit the Linktree and go to the other. Anyway, the second part of this conversation is going to be my updates on my prosthetic. So I was really excited this week because Friday I was supposed to go in, and I thought I was going in to get my actual temporary prosthetic, but that didn't quite work out. And I'll tell you why I thought I was going to get my temporary prosthetic, and that is because when I was talking to my prosthetist, she said, bring your left shoe so that we can put that shoe on a foot. So in my mind, I automatically thought, oh, okay, I'm bringing my left shoe. We cast my leg 2 weeks ago when I was there, and everything's going to be ready. My temporary socket's going to be in. She's going to have everything attached. I'm going to stick that on, and I'm going to walk around the office, and I'm going to leave to go home with a temporary leg. That's not what happened. I got there. The temporary socket was there, and it was really cool. It was clear, and it slid right onto my limb. It was a little loose, and so we had to put like a 3-ply sock over my leg. And there's another thing that rolls up onto my leg. I think that's called a sleeve. Anyway, I took my shrinker sock off. I rolled the sleeve onto my leg, and then we took the socket and put that over the sleeve. And it was a loose fit, right? She was like, okay, we're gonna have to add some to that. So we got a 3-ply sock, and we put that sock on. Once we put the sock on, I was able to get the socket on, and it was a tighter fit. So then she had me stand up, and she had this kind of like a little jack that was, I don't know. It kind of looked like a car jack stand, and it was probably 1.5 feet off the ground. And so she adjusted that, brought it up to meet my limb and make myself level as I stood there and held on to the parallel bars. And I put some pressure down in my socket to force my limb the rest of the way in. That's a very interesting feeling for me, especially because I don't have any feeling in my lower limbs of my legs because of the neuropathy. So it wasn't painful. It just felt strange to me. And my experience is going to be a lot different than other amputees' experiences because of the neuropathy and feeling loss that I have. So it really felt like I was standing on my foot on my right leg, but on my left leg it felt like I was standing on my upper thigh or my knee. It was a weird sensation. But it was an exciting sensation, right? I was really excited about the progress of getting that socket on and standing there for the first time with pressure on both of my legs. So she did some markings. She's going to cut the sleeve just a little bit so that I have more surface contact to my upper leg and more suction once I get into my socket. And I had Brian take videos of all of the stuff that she was doing. So hopefully I'll post those videos on here to give you kind of a visual representation of what I'm talking about. So that's kind of where we are. Next Friday, I'm supposed to go in and since the temporary socket was too big, she is going to remake that. And I don't know if she's going to remake it to where it is still a temporary see-through socket or not. But she is going to remake it so that we don't have to put the 3-ply sock on. We just put the sleeve over my limb and down into the socket, and it'll be a much tighter fit. But next week it'll have, excuse me, it'll have the rod and the foot attached to it. And she said I could walk around the office next week. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. It's going to be great. It's going to be interesting to actually walk on my own legs for the first time. That kind of blows my mind. It's been 3 years since I actually walked upright without a crow boot or brace device of some sort. And my brace device that I only wore it for like a couple of days before my foot refractured and my ankle refractured. And I had to go back into the crow boot. So having that freedom of movement that this prosthetic is going to give me versus what the crow boot was, where I didn't have any movement in my leg. I don't know if you guys know what a crow boot is. So a crow boot is like a clamshell boot that is real thick. Mine was terrible. And it keeps your foot and ankle from moving, especially mine, because mine would fracture every time I put weight or moved it. So yeah, it's been 3 years since I actually walked normal, and so I'm really excited for this to happen. Yeah, so I will make another video next week. This has been like a 12.5-minute video, and I thought it was going to be like a 3-minute video. But I guess I had a lot more to say than I thought I did. But anyway, thank you for listening to my update, and let me know if this is something that you want me to keep doing, this kind of a weekly newsreel of what's going on in my life. And maybe this week was 12.5, 13 minutes. Next week, maybe 3 minutes. Who knows? So, all right. We will talk to you again soon. Bye. Okay, so I forgot to say, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. Talk soon. Bye.